Hey, Rock. What's up, buddy? What are you doing? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually gonna have a little bit of a different video. It's actually gonna be 5 things that I hate about my BMW G80 M3 competition. Again, it is a 2023, so let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're sitting in the car right now. You know, just as the typical look I have every single day when I drive this vehicle. I mean, again, what a nice, you know, sight for eyes.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
To just sit down and enjoy the luxury of the BMW M3 competition. I feel like I'm speaking like in an advertisement. The BMW M3 competition xDrive.
Stop it. Get some help.
But anyways, let me get into the first thing. As you guys know, BMW updated their iDrive system to iDrive 8 starting in 2023. One of the big reasons I bought this car was because of the iDrive 8 system. It did not come in the 2023 model of the M4. It did come in 2024, and then, as you know, the 2025 was redesigned with the new headlights, the new steering wheel. So the 2022, which I'll actually throw on the screen, it didn't really appeal to me that much, right? Like, I didn't like the double screens. But like when it comes to like this one, like it just looks so much more like invasive. I like the way like you're able to do so much more with the car. So those things matter, right? So then part of that though with the iDrive 8 is that they took out the climate control buttons. So as you see in the 2022 models, you can actually have all the physical buttons on this display right under the climate, whereas now they took everything out. So the way you have to access your climate now is obviously you can adjust your climates here, your temperatures, but in order to change everything physically in the system, you have to go here. Let's say I want to change my fan speed, I got to change it from here. Let's say I want to change where the fans are hitting, whether it's my legs, my face, my arms, it's from there. If my heated seats, it's all there. Air conditioning, max AC, sync button, all of that is physically on the screen. So it's kind of difficult when it comes to like, you know, hey, I'm driving on the way to work or something and it's a new place I'm going to. All that stuff matters because I have to go to this climate control screen before I can go back to the navigation. So that's a big, like, you know, minus for me, because I did like enjoy the buttons right here. Let's say I just want to change the temperature. It's so much easier, you know, man. Like, I understand what they're trying to do by making it more simplified, not as many buttons on the actual, you know, dash. But again, like, that's kind of a difficult situation for all of us because you have to go through the system, change the temperature, and then go back to the navigation again. So that's kind of annoying. All right, so let's get into the second thing that I do not like, or let's say hate. Hate's a strong word, but hey, you know what? Second thing that I hate about the BMW M3 competition xDrive, and that is the Bowers & Wilkins missing sound profile that you're not able to equip with this car. Now, one thing I will say is that BMW actually allows you guys to code, well, not BMW, Beamer code is an option where you can actually install a sound profile into the iDrive system to make it Bowers & Wilkins sound profile, which does actually increase and makes the sound of the car a little bit better, or the audio of the stereo system. But again, BMW is spec'd with 2 different speaker systems, guys. One is Harman Kardon, the other one is Bowers & Wilkins. And the Bowers & Wilkins comes in the X5M, X5s, X6s, all the nicer car, like luxury style cars, M8, M5, M6 actually came with Bang & Olufsen. I maybe said that fucking fucked up, whatever. Anyways, the M3s and the M4s only come with Harman Kardon. And that's a very negative side to me as well, because the sound system, you sit in your car for almost, you know, so long, like a lot of hours a day, you know, or you drive. That's one of the parts of your life where you just sit in your car all day long, right? So like, that is very like minimized to me as far as like the luxury part of it, where it's like, yeah, this car is dope, but the fact that I can't even listen to music without like that nice bass sound of the Bowers & Wilkins, there's a massive difference in the Bowers & Wilkins and the Harman Kardon system. So the turnaround is to get this Bowers & Wilkins sound profile that you have to code into the car through Beamer code. And if you guys want to learn more how about to do that, I can obviously make a video. Just let me know as far as like what you guys need to know as how to install this. I do have the Bowers & Wilkins sound in here. I do have a couple other things like the seatbelt indicator when you don't put your seatbelt on. I also have that. I have the rotational, the mirrors when you reverse the car. All those things are changed. As far as the ambient lighting, I also changed that, so you're able to change the colors. You can actually change the color on the bottom of the car and on the top to have a dual different color setup here actually. So that's the second thing that I would say that I hate about my BMW M3. All right, guys, so the third thing that I hate about my BMW M3 competition, again, has to do with the iDrive system, and that is actually the customization of the gauge cluster on the left side of the screen. So when we look at the customization of the left side, you can see that there's this, you know, this blue and red design of the actual, you know, the RPM and the miles per hour. Now you're able to do a lot here through the steering wheel itself. You actually can change most of it from right here. So I do have the head-up display. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you're able to change a little bit from the actual screen itself. Like I can do trip data, I can do assisted view, I can do the route preview, I can do map, I can do setup. So this is pretty cool, right? Like this is your typical stuff that you can see in your car on your digital clusters, right? But the one thing that I wish I could change has to be definitely like the different colors of the setups of the gauge cluster. Like when I changed this to sport mode, obviously this cluster completely changed, okay? But like I like the M340s, I like the M5s, I like the M8s. Like those are so dope too. Like, you know, that looks so awesome. Like I wish we were able to change between like the different profiles of the left side. As far as the right side, you can do so much more, but the left side, like there's not that much customization that you can do. Now granted, if I do hit the M mode and I go to sport mode, this cluster goes into like a race car mode, which is super dope. I mean, this is awesome. Like, you know, your RPM, your speed, you got everything right here in front of you, right? And then the actual head-up display actually changes a little bit too. So this is cool, but again, like, you know, like I wish there was a little bit more that we can do as far as customization, so that way, like, you know, I can import my own file or something. Like it would be so dope to have that, you know, customization. I feel like it will eventually happen, but as far as now, like it's a little small tidbit. Again, as you can see, most of my hateful things of this car inside this iDrive system, and yet I said that I waited for it. But hey man, this is still one of the best systems I've ever had. Like my parents own a GLS 450, and I think this is miles better than my iDrive, than the iDrive 7. But I'll talk about more of that in the 5 reasons I love my BMW M3 competition. All right guys, so we're outside the car currently, and this is going into my 4th reason why I hate my BMW M3 competition. And that has to do with this disgusting brake dust. As you can see right now, the brake dust isn't too bad because I actually washed the car last week, but it gets so bad. It accumulates so much. It's so hard to clean these wheels, man. Like when I tell you it takes me at least 45 minutes to an hour to just clean these wheels, it is a pain in the fucking ass. This is a week right here. 1 week. 1 week. Let me just go around all the wheels and show you guys. That's the front left. Look at the back left. Dog shit. And I'm telling you, I took a brush and I sprayed all these and they just still look so bad, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's one thing I hate about these cars. I wish I would have got a ceramic brake, but you know, that was a $10,000 package. So sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet, man. These wheels are super dope, but again, like the fact is, like they just get so dirty. Like, dude, you cannot take a sponge and clean through here. You need to get a brush and literally spend so much time on each of these. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to hit the important areas, you know? Here's the back one. Again, come on, bro. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's pretty damn bad, man. It's not good. So if you're buying this car, man, make sure you are ready to be prepared to clean these wheels, man. All right, guys, getting into the last and final reason why I hate the BMW M3 competition. It's because of the stock ride height. Look at this monster truck look, man. I don't know. When I look at this car, man, from the back, it looks pretty flush. So again, remember, it's on 15mm spacers in the back and 12s in the front. Pretty good, pretty flush, but I do know it still needs to be on springs, you know? When you guys look at the front, the ride height is insane, dude. This is like a monster truck, bro. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? You know? So definitely need to get some springs. Gonna definitely put on AST lowering springs or some height adjustable ones, but I can fit almost my full fist in there, you know? It's pretty insane, dude. That's one thing I don't like about this car is like stock, it's super high. It just looks weird, man, you know? From the back, it looks all low, and then from the front, it's like raised super high. But again, that's a small thing, you know? Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. All right, guys, so I wanted to do one last like honorable mention to include my last thing that I dislike about the M3, and that's got to be the ambient lighting. So let me show you guys something. It's gonna be a little dark in here, but I want you guys to look at something and tell me something. Are you happy with this much ambient lighting? It's very small. Like, honestly, it's not that bad, okay? Like, we have ambient lighting here. We have some ambient lighting here. We have ambient lighting here. And we have ambient lighting here. But one thing, oh yeah, I guess right here too. It matches the color of your ambient lighting. One thing I wish was included with the ambient lighting, man, is right here. They customize it, they make it online. But this would be so dope, man. I have heard that BMW has been cutting down on ambient lighting. I was watching a video actually of a dude with an M4, and he was saying that in the 2025 M5, they're actually taking this strip away because they're expanding the carbon fiber across. So like, dude, like, ambient lighting is so dope when you're driving at night, right? Like the M8 and M5, yeah, they have great ambient lighting. Even Mercedes, I'd say, is the most luxurious brand for interior ambient lighting. You know, I just wish there was a little bit more. So, I mean, obviously I can add to it, right? It's not that big of a deal. But again, it's just something that I wish came stock with the vehicle. So that way it was like a, hey, you know what? Ambient lighting is so dope in the M3. Don't get me wrong though, this is one of the best interiors I've ever seen in a car, okay? By far. But just wish there was a little bit more, a little bit, like a little small bit more, and yo, it would have been dope. All right, guys, so those are my 5 things I hate about my BMW G80 M3 competition. xDrive. If there's anything you guys have as far as comments or questions that you guys want to talk about this car, please be sure to actually ask me in the comment section below. Or you can hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you guys want is easier for you. But those are things that I feel like are everyday to me, that like they kind of make me like, ugh, about this car, you know what I mean? Like it's just a questionable thing where it's like, you know, like this is something I didn't like about the car. But I'll tell you one thing, this is something that I knew getting into, that this was how the car was gonna be, all right? Like that's the biggest thing, is like I knew these things before because I used to watch videos about them. So like obviously if you're looking to buy an M3 or an M4 or whatever car it is, just remember you do enough research, because once you see the car, you know, you're gonna have a little bit of irks of the car, right? Every car is not perfect, but at the end of the day, you gotta be happy with what you're paying. You know, you're putting the money down on it. You're spending all this bread. You gotta make sure you're happy with what you got, right? That's the end of the video. Let me know if you guys have any questions or any comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Take care, and have a great day, guys. Take care.